today we're gonna have like a 공포 특집 here. Horror mystery stories. So I'm just very curious because like, do your countries have like horror stories a lot or like urban legend?
From Nepal, like there's so many places to go in to, like experience the paranormal activities and everything. And the best place to go in is Mount Everest.
Are you kidding me?
For the scary stories?
Right. So many,
I heard.
people just dying in the mountains and their
Under
dead
the
bodies are still there, like full frozen. And still people believe that it's the most haunted place in Earth.
I see.
So that's the highest place where it is like full of haunted places, like there are so many cracks and crevices where these bodies have been, like falling down there. So yes, people still tell, so whenever there's a big expedition happening in Mount Everest, they do a big, like a kind of, they bring in monks, they bring in, like so many gurus, and they do all this kind of pujas and their Abhishek and everything, 굿도 하고 제사도 지내고, and then only they step into the mountain. 억울한 죽음이 있다고 해요. Because like there's so many people who pass by, like they're dying, but it's in a situation where you have to choose between yourself and are you going to help him or not? Because the amount of oxygen that you have is very limited.
Right.
So if you're using it to carry him, you're going to use twice or thrice of the oxygen amount that you're usually using.
Then both
so
will
you have
die.
to be like, you just see people, just cross them. They cry and just,
나는 살아야 돼.
Right.
Bye, and just go first. Right? What kind of scary story you have from France?
Well, actually, in France, there is a lot of stories, a lot of movies. Sweeney Todd, do you know Sweeney Todd? The movie.
Sweeney
I
Todd.
saw the movie.
So it's like,
yes.
so it was a barber with the 옆집 pâtissier.
Oh.
So they were working together, and all of the clients of the barber, it was killing them.
Oh my god.
And he was sending the bodies to the pâtissier, to the bread making guy, and he was making bread out of the bodies.
Oh my goodness. Why
Body.
did he do that though?
I guess it was for fun.
Oh my god.
There is no
진짜
like
psycho다.
it's so long ago that
Yeah,
we don't
there's
really
this
know like
move-
the reason why,
Right.
obviously. But it was also said that the king at the time was particularly liked those kind of like breads. So he was making like meat pies and pate. And like all of the people, like a lot of like rich people were actually enjoying those. At the end of it's a real story. It's a real story. And how they got caught. It was one of the people who got like one of the victims. He got a dog. And that dog was always like barking in front of the store.
I see.
So the police from that time was like, "What is wrong with this store?" So they went inside
And they checked
they find like the bodies and and they caught them and they got like killed.
There's like something very similar that happened in Macau. People were like saying that there was like a murder case, like just like the same thing. So this owner or whatever of the killed somebody, and some people disappear, and then when the police found them, like turned out this guy is actually he owns a bun shop. 찐빵집. So nobody knows what happened. Some people say that maybe they make it into 찐빵. Some people 근데 like nobody knows the truth. 근데 the irony part was that 찐빵집 was like 되게 유명해. So people were like saying 맛집. So they were like saying, so I think the movie, 진짜 what happened was I don't think they used it to make the 빵을 안 했어, 사실은. 근데 what happened was like they just hid the body inside the fridge or somewhere in the 정육장, But then the movie, they kind of change it.
Change the story.
Right, they change the story and say like, oh, somebody, killed them and it became like 잘 팔리고, but actually it's like 사람 고기 or 이런 거.
Wow.
So it was like a similar movie thing.
That's actually a really similar story.
You know what?
Similar.
PD님 say that 오늘 갈비 만두 시켰는데 와 메뉴 설정 잘 못해.
저희는 오늘 갈비만두 먹을 거거든요.
맛있게 드세요.
PD님 갈비 맞아요?
I don't know a lot of stories, but I heard a lot of stories when I was in the military. Because yeah, when I was in training school, like the first month of the military, I was at 논산 training camp, 논산 훈련소, and I heard that this 논산 훈련소 itself was built based under the war zone. So there are a lot of scary stories there, and this one story is that every time when my regiment we had to train for like shooting and everything else, we usually go outside the camp.
Okay.
So we had to like all like stand in two lines and walk like 20 minutes to an hour places to go to a camp. And we always had to like cross this bridge.
Okay.
You know those guys where 보통 우리 신 내렸다고 막 하는 사람들 있잖아.
Right,
you know, like
right.
people who got kind of possessed and they see like ghosts and everything.
The shamanism thing. Right?
Yeah, and people really don't tell you about this bridge, but whoever like everyone who actually goes through and who has that thing, they say the same thing. They see the same thing.
Yeah, what is it?
It's like,
what do they see?
what they see is there's a lady hanging, like looking under, and there's hair, and they have to go through the hair to actually go through. So whoever sees that, no one can actually go through that.
Yeah, once again, thank you so much for joining us for Global Village. And Robin and Sujan, good luck on your way back home. Ready to say goodbye?
I have to like,
You never know what's gonna
because of Robin, man. He's gonna make perfume out of all, bro.
I know.
만두 맛있게 드세요.
맛있겠다. See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Stay safe.